Speedway. We welcome you live to the iCar Pro Series Season number 5, Season number 3 I should say, season opener at USA Speedway. iCar is back. It's the Pro Series, and Season 3 of the iCar Pro Series is upon us. It's the season opener in USA Speedway. Qualifying has just started from Lakeland, Florida. And here's the 78. That's Connor Asbell down into 1 and 2. All right, like I said, iCar is returning. As the 77 of Braden Hunsicker makes his way through 3 and 4. Of course, a little bit of time away for the offseason, but iCar and, of course, the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League is back. And, of course, this is Clash Week for the FedEx League. iCar is now Cameron Chandler, your two-time defending series champion, backs it down. He's currently in second. So far in provisional pole, Matthew White. And here's Max DiFilippi heading through 1 and 2. And his new Chandler Wilson Racing Room. There's the 16. That is Warren Cook, new iCar driver now down the back stretch. He goes full-time in the Grand National Series this season. Here's the 74, Burnell. Oh, he's sideways, trying to hang on to that thing. He'll get loose, almost hit the wall. Hunsicker goes third. There's Cole Clausen. He is currently in 5th. Oh, that's illegal. And here's Zane Roman on the bottom. Won a race last season at Daytona. Of course, that was his only win of the year. Comes to his second iCar full-time season. He heads down the backstretch in the 3 and 4. Of course, like I said, back-to-back iCar Pro Series championships for Cameron Chandler, and around goes Zane Roman. Also, you can see a new logo look for the iCar Pro Series. They also have new banners. This here is Pace and Lindsay, of course, not with the new banners. Zane Roman does. You saw them on the front end of that number 1 car. Here's Pace and Lindsay across the line. Down into 1 and 2 here at USA Speedway. So, of course, the second time iCar has visited USA Speedway as he heads down the back straightaway. Last time was at night. Of course, this is in the day. On this Tuesday, the iCar Pro Series season opener in USA. Of course, tomorrow night we also have the iCar Super Late Model Series as Lindsay goes into the wall. He will qualify 4th. Yeah, the iCar Super Late Model Series tomorrow, their first ever race, live on the channel here at USA Speedway under the lights. And then, of course, Thursday nights, it is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season number 5 Clash from the USA Speedway. First non-points race, it's the Clash. Lobbies will be on Friday for week number 37 of NASCAR iRacing FedEx Lobbies. Packed week. There's a non-broadcasted late model race yesterday. And now the 65 of Toban gets loose into the wall, and we'll back that thing down. And actually qualifies 5th. Bryce Benton gets to go there. He is in the 9. One of your last cars to go. Of course, exciting season of iCar coming up. Obviously follows the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League as always. Benton top of the board, won a lap by the 9. He's on pole at USA Speedway for now. Only Roman already went. Erdman is not on the track. There's a minute to go. I believe that'll just about do it. How about what a lap. Waited all the way to the very end, and Bryce Benton going to be on pole here from Lakeland, Florida. What a lap by the driver of the 9. That was impressive. Man. Didn't see that one coming, and Bryce Benton puts down an absolute heater. He'll be on pole here from USA Speedway tonight. Of course, full-time Cup Series driver in his second full-time season. Of course, the brand new Gen 4 car in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series this year. Huge changes. Also, the new Grand National Series. I guess you could say replacing the Xfinity Series, but it's just a different name. Nothing's being changed, really, other than the format and some other couple of minor things. But, yeah. This is USA Speedway. This is the NASCAR, This is the iCar Pro Series season opener at USA. And we're just about ready to go racing. To start off the year. Looking forward to this one. we will see how it all plays out tonight for the first race. And Bryce Benton going to be on pole. Of course, they do have that little warm-up session. I believe it's 5 minutes that they do before the actual race after qualifying. So that'll be now. Of course, a big week all around the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. Of course, leading up into Daytona Speed Weeks, where iCar will be a part of on Thursday night, part of the ARCA series for FedEx as well. That'll be a combination race, the only combination race with iCar of the year. Of course, 6 straight days of action next week. But of course, we got USA Speedway Clash Week with iCar action, and of course, the Cup Series Clash on Thursday. From Lakeland, Florida. This track also, of course, hosts a Grand National Series race later in the year, so this is not its only week this season. Pre-season thunder for the Cup and Grand National Series, of course, was last weekend. That went very successfully. So a lot of these guys, of course, so the wall goes the 48. Now spinning around into the 5 o'clock clause, and of course, every single one of these guys besides Brunel is full-time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup or Grand National Series. Either one of those. Benton now top the board. Top 4 are all Cup Series drivers. Make that now top 3. Next, Steve Leapy dropping in 4th place as well. Here's Braden Hunsaker, who used to drive a different car, now driving the 77 Chili's machine. Oh, Max DiFilippi almost went around there with the 48 Piper. So obviously track temp's going to be pretty high. USA is the only non-night race this week. Under the, of course, not under the lights. And here's your pole sitter, the 9 of Bryce Benton. How will long run pace go today? 125 laps tonight. Halfway break as usual for iCar. Late model race tomorrow night will be 100 laps. Of course, the main event for the Cup Series Clash is 100 laps. The heat race is 40. Thursday. Lawson up the racetrack in the 5, and he heads down the back straightaway. Matthew White gets down to time. Cameron Chandler top of the board. Oh, and now Max DiFilippi goes into the wall. There's Brunel in the 74. Like I documented, the only driver that is not full-time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup or Grand National Series this season. The series he actually races in is iCar, of course. iCar and the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League very close, basically the same thing, combined under the same kind of branch. Oh, and around goes Cole Clausen into the wall. Side by side now between, that's the 88. First full-time Cup Series season for Donovan Hogan. Of course, racing in iCar like usual. Oh, contact made with the 48 of Piper. Can anyone dethrone Cameron Chandler this season to finally not come off the top spot in the championship? Of course, he won the last 2 titles in the iCar Pro Series. We'll see what happens. Here's Bryce Benton back into 3 and 4. Will he be able to get a good start and pull away? Of course, our pole sitter, we will have to wait and see. All right, about a minute to go, and then the green flag is coming up. Here from USA, there's pace of Lindsay, behind him, that actually gets him, there he is. Oh, he's getting sideways up the racetrack, goes Lindsay. He'll let Hogan go. Oh, around goes your pole sitter. And no, they're gonna pile it up. There's the 48. That is Max Thompson. Of course, grabbing the 48 this season in the Grand National Series full-time as well. And of course, he'll be part-time with Redridge Racing in the Cup Series. Which Redridge, of course, has no full-time cars, but they do have 4 part-time cars in the Cup Series. That's the only series they race in. Of course, with Max Thompson, Zane Rahman, Max DiFilippi, and right, that'll just about do it in this, good barrels, in this warm-up session here at USA. Kind of a new style paint scheme for Matthew White. Of course, the new decals always ran the Sponsored Energy car, but this one is a little bit different. A little bit more chrome look to it. All right. That'll do it at USA for the warm-up sessions, and all that qualifying is over. It's time to go racing for the iCar season opener. Here we go, 125 laps on the table for the iCar Pro Series in season number 3. The year begins now, and it's Bryce Benton in the 9 on the pole position to his outside. Runner-up in the championship back-to-back years, Matthew White in the 18. Runner number 2 will consist of Cameron Chandler, Braden Hunsicker, and then you got Payson Lindsay, Tobin, McMillan, Clausen, Hogan, and Thompson round out your top 10. And the rest of the field's on the left side of your screen. Here we go from iCar season opener at USA Speedway from, of course, Lakeland, Florida. Fortunately, this track does not exist in real life. We actually checked what was going on here in real life now in Google Earth, and it's actually an Amazon warehouse, which really sucks. This place is a great racetrack. Fortunately, still available in iRacing, and we always use it. We've used it multiple times throughout the league's history, and it's being used once again this week with 3 different events over the next 3 days. And tonight's iCar Pro Series season opener is the first one. All right, here we go. Who's going to be able to get the good start? You got to have longer on pace, no halfway break. Of course, as usual in iCar, 125 laps. Ready to kickstart the 3rd season of this series. Bryce Benton, of course, very, very quick last season. Didn't get too many wins, though. The only win I remember having is at Rockingham in season 1. I don't think he won last season, if I'm not mistaken. As we'll come around to see 1 to go till the green flag. All right. Here we go. iCar is ready to get kick-started back up again. Bryce Benton and Matthew White on the pole position. Of course, new era of iCar, new logos and all that. New drivers, new paint schemes on the racetrack. It's a new season. Everything changes, of course. We are ready to go. Got a great year ahead of us for iCar in season number 3. Of course, should mostly follow the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League Cup Series throughout the year. Pace car is in. It's Bryce Benton leading the field to the green flag, and season 3 is underway for iCar USA Speedway. Great jump around the outside for the 18 of Matthew White. Benton got wheel spin on the bottom, and he falls back to 2nd, maybe 3rd. Look at Braden Hunsicker working his way to the outside lane as Matthew White clears into the race lead. Back in a 3 and 4. Hunsicker gets moved up the racetrack by the 9 of Benton. There's the 65 in the middle. There's your defending series champion Cameron Chandler involved as well. Oh, we got a car wrecking already down the front straightaway. Around goes Knox Thompson. I believe to keep it green. Oh, no, caution is out. First time at USA. Thompson just went around all by himself. Maybe got some help. We'll have to see. All right. We'll see what happened to Knox Thompson to bring out the first yellow already on lap 2. So he's just Connor Asbell. Ooh, Asbell got loose and then hooked him. Wow. That was not Knox's fault at all. Asbell just came up and hooked him. Definitely not on purpose, but have to ride along with Connor to see. Definitely just got a little bit too loose. Yeah, just hooked him. Man, now you want to see early on in this race. All right. Caution is out already here at USA. Matthew White, of course, was able to take the lead from Bryce Benton. Don't really expect too many cars to come down pit road here, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Knox Thompson, the one involved in that accident, will pit. Working caution flag number 1 of the season already on lap 2. So, not exactly sure what the fuel situation looks like for tonight. should be, of course, got the choose going down the front straightaway as usual. I believe coming up 2 to go this time. So Max Thompson actually does not pit. Stay out. Most of it. Obviously, don't have a ton of sets of tires, but anyways, Matthew White. We'll see. Actually, I wouldn't be so surprised to see Matthew White choose the outside here because of the jump he got before on the top and Bryce Benson spinning the tires in the bottom. I don't know if it's going to be an advantage all race long, or maybe just that one time Benson just gets a bad start. How about Davian Toban, of course, in the 65 machine. He, of course, has to do a couple of starts in Speedway races to be able to be eligible for the Cup Series full-time because of the new rule where new drivers can do that. Choose cone here. Matthew White actually going to choose bottom. Benson goes outside. That's the choose. So yeah, this is one of his starts. It's 3. And this is going to count as one of the, obviously, races clean tonight. All right. Here we go. Ready to go racing once again. Riding along from the helmet cam of Bryce Benton in the 9. Or, I'm sorry, that's not Bryce Benton. That's Matthew White. Benton on the outside now. We'll see if the outside is an advantage or just it was Benton getting bad tire spin from the pole. All right, let's try this again here on lap number 7 at USA Speedway. Back to green. Got a restart there for Matthew White. He'll clear the 9. And now you got the 8 of Chandler on the bottom. Benton slides up the racetrack, almost contact with Braden Hunsaker. He falls back to the 3rd. Now he's 3 wide. Down the backstretch they go. Battling with Hunsaker in the 77 car. On the bottom he goes on Benton. Oh, almost a little bit of contact there. And Benton will slide off corner exit once again. Matthew White now has the 8 of Chandler maybe challenging him for the race lead. Lawson went away up the racetrack back there in the 5. 3 wide, he's stuck on the outside lane. Urban there, and Donovan Hogan gets contact from Connor Asbell. Still though, side by side for 3rd place. Between Braden Hunsaker and the 9 of Bryce Benton. They are both sliding around. This mess. Oh, we got a car wrecking there. 16 of Warren Cook. Hopefully this isn't a caution. And look at the 8 of Chandler. Almost looking inside, but still this battle for 3rd continues as we, of course, stay green. Cook able to get away, I believe. Benton's still stuck on the outside lane. And these top 2 are pulling away from the fields. Look at Hunsaker just send it in there, making contact. Moving Bryce up the racetrack. Look at Lindsay, 3 wide on the bottom, making contact again. He slides 3 wide down the backstretch, back into 3 and 4. What a battle. They are all over each other. Maybe for the race lead as well. Trying to get there is the 8 of Chandler to the bumper. The 18 of Matthew White is going to move up the racetrack a little bit. White blinks. To the inside goes Cameron for the race lead. So many battles going on. Chandler maybe gets his nose cut off there, and now you got the 77 driving his way back down to the inside of the 9 of Benton. Look at the 65 Toban in the 5th place on pace and Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay making a big aggressive dive bomb for the inside on that 65 car. Side by side between Hunsaker and Benton. Even on each other. Once again, they've been even about 7 or so laps. Now Benton, what a big drive through the outside lane, almost cleared Hunsaker, but Hunsaker working back down low. Gotta watch now. Will Tobin be into this battle in a minute? Benton drives it in really, really deep, attempting to clear the 77. Can't do it, but Hunsaker gonna slide to the bottom, and now he will clear him. Bryce Benton back in the 3rd place, but probably took a lot of wear out of his tires. He's about 1.5 seconds back, and now up the racetrack goes the 77 on Hunsaker. Battle fleet is starting to heat up again between those top 2. Tobin, how about this on your defending Cup Series champion, Braden Hunsaker? If this keeps up, he's going to be a story to watch in the Cup Series this season. Look at the 8 of Cameron Chandler on the bottom of the 18 of Matthew White. Side by side, they go down the back straightaway, and the caution's out. Oh, it's St. Hermine around. I believe Knox Thompson also involved. On lap 15, 2nd yellow of the night. Once again from the back. We'll see what happens. So, we got 48 of Thompson again. Oh, just loses it. And, oh, right in front of the path of Brunel. He gets a little bit of damage, and of course, the one on Xander Mon as well. Got kind of the worst of it. Second caution of the night, and both caused by Knox Thompson. The other one, maybe not his fault. That one, for sure, his fault. No sugarcoating that. It's right along with Ramon. Yeah, just loses it all by himself, and then contact or run into the wall. Brunel, a little bit of front end damage. Doesn't look horrible. And we're under the caution again. Wonder if anyone will hit here. We'll see. And we got some takers. It's Ethan McMillan first. Then he's got his teammate Cole Clausen back there. Most of the drivers, though, do stay out. Right now, actually, being scored your leader is Cameron Chandler. He actually got around Matthew White under the caution. The caution flew, so they were in that heated battle side by side when the caution came out, and Matthew was able to get the advantage. Or I'm sorry, Cameron was able to get the advantage here, so he'll have lane choice, of course, first of all in the front row. So we'll see if he takes advantage of that. All right. Rio choose, and Cameron goes bottom, Matthew goes outside, and then saw Bryce Benson go inside, and Braden Hunsaker also goes inside. That'll give the second row to Payson Lindsay in the 99 car. We're going to restart lap 19 at USA Speedway. So there goes Ramon, Brunel, and Thompson. All right. Ready to go racing yet again. Heated racing in the back, obviously with those few wrecks, but it's been intense up front as well. Side-by-side action for the lead and more. Ready to send this thing back green. With Cameron Chandler and Matthew White, the two all-time wins leaders in the iCar Pro Series, and of course Cameron, back-to-back championships, we're back to green. Weird start back there. They're almost 3 wide again, and now Matthew White drops in line behind the 8 of Chandler. Chandler, though, washes up the racetrack a little bit as they head on the backstretch. Will the 18th put the bumper to him? Yes, he will! Moving Cameron up the racetrack. What a move! And Matthew White back to the inside. Side by side once again for the race lead, and now you got Bryce Benson, your pole sitter, back in there as well for the battle. Chandler still stuck in the outside lane. Matthew White back on the bottom. Side by side, they draw even with each other down the front stretch and back into 1 and 2. What a battle for the race lead here at USA. Oh, Matthew on the inside again. Now looking at the 9 of Bryce Benson coming outside. What a run he's having up to second place from the pole, but he lost about 3 or 4 spots. 4. Oh, he slides, has to hang on to that thing and falls back to 3rd, maybe even 4th. Here's Hunsaker and even Payson Lindsay on the bottom. Contact again, these two. And Matthew White, oh, we got a crash. Around goes CJ Irvin. Tobin almost got involved. Caution is out for the 3rd time. Another one, lap 22 now. A little bit messy, especially towards the back half of the field. Let's see what happens. Tobin, of course. Oh, that's something you can't be doing if you want to need those clean races. Obviously, to be eligible for the Cup Series, we're gonna have to ride along with him to see maybe if Erdman checked up a bit. But yeah, that's not the greatest look. Obviously, to start off, not saying it's exactly his fault, but we'll just see real quick. Riding with Tobin. I don't know. Erdman checked up a little bit. I mean, it didn't seem like it was anything egregious. He just barely got through, though, obviously. Yeah, can't be doing that. The caution is out here at USA again. So we do have some takers. First of all, Payson Lindsay, who's actually inside of the top 10. He will pit. All right. And Cameron Chandler continues to lead at USA Speedway. Cameron Chandler's had over the last 2 years in the iCar Pro Series. I mean, back-to-back championships, that's impressive. Of course, he's a Xfinity Series champion, which is now the Grand National Series to come to choose. He'll be, of course, full-time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series once again this year, looking for his first Cup title. That's the elusive one everyone chases, of course, Braden Hunsicker in the 77-1 that was able to capture it in Season 4. Who's going to do it in Season number 5? Season 4 is over, of course. Braden's got his real-life trophy. And we are ready to go once again at USA. We talked to Braden, of course, on the podcast on Saturday. Saturday Sports Shift every Saturday. That happens. Of course, he said he's got a reset. He's got a new mind for this season. It's just like he's never won a championship before. He's going to get going for it all, as always, and determined to win another title. As we go back to green here at USA Speedway. Good start for Cameron Chandler. He clears Matthew White into third, maybe side-by-side again between Benson and 77 Hunsicker. Benson trying to clear Braden. These two are going at it all race long, it seems like. Oh, we have a car almost wrecking in the back, we'll save it. Back into 3 and 4. Back over 1 and 2, I should say. Cole Clausen on the racetrack. Go for him, even McMillan back there, pacing Lindsay on fresh tires, trying to drive his way back up the field. What can he do? Whoa, McMillan sideways, he'll save the 04 race car. Of course, this is stay green. Battle back up in front. Single file currently. There's Erdman, there's Cole Clausen, side-by-side action going on here. Obviously already 3 cautions in this race, so a little bit messy. As Cameron Chandler comes back around a lead, coming to lap 29 at USA. Car way up the racetrack, that was Hogan in the 88 car. He gets passed by both Lindsay on fresh tires and Connor Aswell now. Can pace of Lindsay looking down to the inside of the 78 car. Battle up for 7th place. Lindsay, like I said, on fresh tires, so has the most grip. And he clears it. Looking to chase down Max Stiefel. Tobin, of course, was just involved in that last caution, got 48. Pfeiffer, that is. Winnicott Road. Oh, big slide around for Max DeFilippi. But of course, oh, and they're moving up the racetrack. I believe he got moved by Pace and Lindsay. We'll see how appreciated he is of that. Side by side as they go down the back stretch of the 3 and 4. And Lindsay just going to send it down in there on Max and clear it. Head towards 1 and 2 again. Up the racetrack now goes Lindsay. DeFilippi back to his inside. Oh, he's getting sideways once more. And look at Connor Aswell outside of Max DeFilippi. Battle for 7th place. DeFilippi gets loose and will fall back to 8th, with Aswell clearing him. Once again up front, Benson in the 3rd. Matthew White currently 2nd in your leader. Currently the 8 car of Cameron Chandler out front at USA. So good in this circuit car, of course. Dominates a lot of races. Of course, obviously, 2-time defending series champion battle here between teammates for 11th, Millen and Clausen. White now still trying to chase down that 8 car of Cameron Chandler. Of course, 5 of the top 7 have won races in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series before. Of course, Bryce Benson and Tobin, the only 2 that haven't. Tobin's the only one that hasn't won a race in the league. Of course, this is his first ever league start. Only one inside the top 9 that hasn't won a race in the league. Might have a crash. Ethan McMillan got around. He saved the race car. Good save on the grass to the inside. Keep him free. Mason Lindsay now to the bumper of Tobin. See if we can get maybe a bit of a long run in here. Obviously, 3 early cautions mixed everything up. Still got a while to go in this race. Lindsay's going to have to race his way into the All-Star race. Nice try, Ethan. The Clash on Thursday, of course, not locked in. Lock drivers are drivers that won a race and made the playoffs in the Cup Series in season number 4. Either or. He didn't do either, so obviously not locked in. Was locked in last season by winning at Daytona and making the playoffs in season 3. So have to race his way into the heat race, of course. Working down to the inside of Tobin here, who also will have to race his way into the heat race. That'll be another start. That would count for his eligibility in the Cup Series this season. And he gets passed by Pace and Lindsay to fall to P6. Lindsay, of course, needs to finish inside of the top 3 in the heat race to advance to the main event. These top 4, of course, all locked into the the Clash main event. Chandler, White, Benton, Hunsicker. Chandler, White, Hunsicker all won races, and Bryce Benton made the playoffs. Probably should have won a few races. Cameron Chandler now pulling away from Matthew White, who's actually starting to come to the clutches of the 9 of Bryce Benton. Right along with Benton here to see the hand movement. So precise at these short tracks. Sliding that thing off corner exit. Pace and Lindsay, once again, like I said, fresher tires than the 77 Hunsicker. Will he be able to pass? Tobin back there in the 65, currently runs 6th. You got Connor Haswell running in 7th, Erdman 8th, DeFilippi 9th, and Donovan Hogan rounds out your top 10 here at USA. Now, Pace and Lindsay's, oh, we got a crash back here. 1 car, 2 cars going around. Max DeFilippi and Donovan Hogan in front of the field. Caution is out for the 4th time tonight. And these two both go around, getting together down the front straightaway. We'll take a look at what happened to bring out our 4th yellow of the night on lap 42 at USA Speedway. So they're racing pretty hard side by side back in a 3 and 4. Both of them sliding up the racetrack. Oh yeah, DeFilippi gets loose and then hooks the 88 around. Just couldn't hang on to that thing, and luckily everyone else doing a good job avoiding, especially Cole Clausen in the 5. Right along with him through this accident, see what he saw. Question now is, will your leaders pit? We'll see in a moment. There they go. Obviously, as they slide down, you got to pick a lane, and he goes middle and avoids it all. All right, caution's out. Lap 43, and we got cars coming out pit road. Not everyone. I don't believe 2 cars staying out, Urban and Lindsay, but they didn't pit before. But most of the leaders coming to pit road here, led by Cameron Chandler in the 8. First green flag pit stops for your race leaders. Probably going to see 4 fresh good tires, as much fuel as they need being taken. And it looks like Bryce Benton, good stop, will win the race off pit road. And Chandler and White, wow, both staying and maybe repair a bit of damage. I saw some damage on Matthew White. I didn't see any damage on Cameron Chandler, so not really sure what happens with him. I do see some damage, though, with Matthew White. Like I said, maybe they got together a little bit. There comes Cameron off the pits. You saw the damage on Matthew's car. I mean, obviously, USA Speedway is a short track. You don't need the downforce or whatever, but they're going to fall back to, what, 11th and 12th. And Pace and Lindsay, of course, will take the lead because of this caution. Staying out. Same thing with CJ Urban. They're on a little bit older tires. So we'll see how this goes for Lindsay. All right. So I believe we're coming to the choose this time by. That means we'll restart on lap 47 at USA Speedway. Lindsay chooses outside. Erman going to choose the bottom. Second row going to be Bryce Benton and 65 Tobin. All the way back here, Cameron Chandler. Now Matthew White going to roll out 14. Had to repair some more damage. Urban there on the bottom. Lindsay on the outside. Of course, Urban did have one iCar win last season in a thrilling fashion at Phoenix Raceway in that photo finish. See what he can do at USA tonight. He's got Pace and Lindsay to his outside. Here we go. Coming back to the green flag. Oh, bad start. Old tires on the bottom for the Urban. He checks up the bottom line big time. And now he got the 9 of Bryce Benson with the biggest advantage to the outside, trying to pass that 94. Of course, Chandler and White now mired back in traffic as they head down the backstretch. Benson cleared to second place. Third place now, Braden Hunsicker. Chandler trying to drive his way back up through this field. And for the race lead, there's the 9 on his teammate Pace and Lindsay, back at a 1 and 2. Where's Hunsicker going to go to defending Cup Series champion? He'll go 3 wide. On the bottom, look at Braden Hunsicker, he backs out of it. Benton on the bottom, he clears for the first time on pole. But for the first time today, I should say, he'll lead a lap on lap 49 when he started on pole. Hunsicker cleared into second place. Now, how about the bottom third? How about Connor Asbell for P3? Tobin back there in the 65 looking to pounce as well. And Chandler still mired back in traffic. Same thing with Matthew White. So Hunsicker, Benton, and others definitely want to take advantage of this. Tobin to the back bumper of the 99 of Pace and Lindsay. Be patient with Lindsay, obviously, on old tires. And there is the 8 of Chandler. Old tires down to the inside. And then 3 wide. Look at Cole Clausen on the outside lane. He gets pushed up. Still, though, 3 wide. Almost contact. Oh, and the wall goes Clausen. De Filippi gets sideways. They all save the cars and believe we stay green. It's a mess back here, though. And Tobin to the inside of Lindsay. And we got a battle for the lead starting to heat up now. Hunsicker to the bumper. He moves the 9 up the racetrack. How about Connor Asbell also trying to get involved in this? Oh my God. Still getting used to the commentating. Oh, to the inside. Way up the racetrack. They slide together. Here comes Asbell. 3 wide. On the bottom. Man. And he's in the second place now. Benton was able to save the car. So was Hunsicker. A little bit aggressive for Braden. Oh, into the wall goes the 04 of McMillan. Collects 48 of Thompson. And imagine under caution again. We're not working. You stay green apparently? Okay. iRacing's had enough, the cautions. They got away. Yeah, we stay green. All right. Chandler now up in the P5. He is coming. Hunsicker there running in third. Connor Asbell now runs second, and your leader at 9, Bryce Benton. Now Braden Hunsicker to the bumper of the 78 of Connor Asbell. Almost going to shove him up the racetrack ever so slightly. Slides around. Ooh, big drive down to the bumper of the 9 of Benton goes Asbell. Top 5 under a blanket. Outside, there is Hunsicker, he slides. Tobin back there, there's the 8 car. Camarcello take advantage of that. To the inside, he goes on Tobin. Battle for 4th. Side by side, back at a 1 and 2. There's Chandler, veteran in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, 2-time champion in iCar. And then the rookie, first ever start in the league, Savvy and Tobin. Going at it for 4th. Tobin's put on a really, really good fight tonight as a rookie. And he'll get cleared by Cameron Chandler for 4th. He's been solid. Bryce Benton continues to lead, though, at USA Speedway. Connor Asbell currently runs second. Third place is Braden Hunsicker. Ooh, Asbell getting the sliding around a little bit. He's really, really loose. And now you got Braden Hunsicker who's inside for second place. Almost a little bit of contact. Oh, once again, he slides. And man, they're getting together close. This will allow Cameron Chandler to the battle. And Braden actually lets the 78 go for now. But he gets back to his quarter panel, moves him up the racetrack. Oh, and there he goes around, spinning in front of the field. Collects Braden Hunsicker, collects the 78 of Connor Asbell. Lindsay just avoids Davy and Tobin involved. And that was that. Man, I saw it coming too. We'll see what happens. At the front of the field. First time tonight they've wrecked like that at the front of the field. Braden was just getting really aggressive on his quarter panel. I thought he was just going to let him go. Oh, but then he slides up the racetrack, and then, of course, Braden just tries to keep it out of there, but he's got Cameron Chandler on his bumper and then nowhere to go. They pile it up, and Hunsicker does that pretty significant damage. I don't know. Kind of went away. iRacing moment. Look from the blimp here. See a better view. Of course, Asbell there on the outside. Hunsicker on the bottom. Yeah, it just gets a little bit loose. Then Braden's got the camera on his bumper. It's just a chain reaction crash there, obviously. Nothing they could really do at that point after Connor got loose. Just so unfortunate, right along with the rookie Tobin. Who's having a good night. Didn't get too much damage, but definitely lost some spots from that. Cameron, of course, stepped on the brakes a little bit. Yeah, there they go. Just nowhere to go. Piles right into it and gets a piece of the Connor Asbell at the end there as well. All right. Caution is out again. And on pit road is that 64. All right. Lap 63 is underway here at USA Speedway. And Bryce Benton, of course, continues to lead. All right, so coming to the choose inside, both for Cameron Chandler and Bryce Benton. That'll go the front row to Matthew White. So last time Benton was on the inside for the lead was on the initial start of the race on new tires, and he got complete tire spin. So we'll see what happens this time for the restart. Matthew, of course, was on the outside, so it's a repeat of the front row we had for the initial start of this race. We'll see how this goes. Had a couple long runs, but then a couple of cautions. And the pace car is in. See if Benton can get a better restart than he did the initial start of this race, and yes, he can. He is almost gone on the bottom. Back under green. Matthew White, though, keeping it outside contested. And Chandler on the bottom of the iCar, heading back into 1 and 2. Side by side now, down the backstretch. Oh, we had a crash again! Again is the 88! My goodness. And are we under caution again? Yes, we are. Again, Donovan Hogan involved in another crash. See what happens. We've had a lot of cautions tonight. Just obviously on the bottom. Yep, Lindsay in the middle. Oh, he actually hooks him a little bit. I don't know if they just came together racing in this incident or what, right along with Pace and Lindsay through this crash. Yeah, I don't know, he came up a little bit. I don't think Lindsay could really do anything there from the looks of it. Fortunate, though. Another caution here at USA. just, yeah, they're 3 wide. I mean, they got Knox Thompson on the outside as well. Yeah, one comes up, one comes down, and then train reaction crash again. Into the wall goes Donovan Hogan. Lap 6-7 underway currently at USA Speedway. All right. Bryce Benson now continues to lead. As we welcome to the broadcast booth, Brody Webster, my podcast co-host and driver of the number 2 in the Grand National Series.
Hello, I just want to say that, of course, I try to spot Payson and then he kills somebody, so...
So, Brody,
Yep,
how was the flight over to USA tonight in Lakeland tonight, for this?
Well, you know, we were supposed to show up for the race, but, you know, sorry, I'm getting talked to. You know, the CWR does not supply us very many cars, and, you know, I was practicing at USA, you know, a few days before, and I kind of blew up the car along with the track, so...
The track, okay.
Also, we're down. We need to be a team player here. I just want to say good luck to everybody, and Ethan Trendler is the GOAT.
For sure. Thank you, Brody Webster. All right. Anyways, we're going to have a side-by-side front row start here. Going to be on lap 70 here from USA Speedway. Once again, it's Bryce Benson, Matthew White on the front row. Over halfway through this race. Let's go back racing again at USA Speedway. Back to green. Even start almost. Matthew White outside again on the 9 of Benson. So as they head back side by side through 1 and 2. Benson slides around a bit, but still, Ethan White keeping it even on the outside lane. Through 3 and 4. Benton slides up the racetrack. White in the 18, still high. Even across the line. What a race. A little bit of contact down into 1 and 2. Benton trying to clear Matthew White. Oh, White gets sideways and he'll now clear into the race lead for Bryce. Matthew, though, back to his bumper. Cameron Chandler back there was door-to-door battle between Mason Lindsay and the 94 of CJ Erdman. Side by side back to 1 and 2. Top 3 now under a blanket. He's probably the best 3 in the race. And now to the bumper of Benton goes the 18 of Matthew White. Ooh, they both slide. Look at that. Benton trying to block down into 1 and 2. He is sideways. He slides way up the racetrack, and he might fall even in 3rd place. Cameron Chandler on the bottom. Contact. These two going at it. Back to 3 and 4. Ooh, Lindsay got washed up the track. I think by Cole Clausen. And man, Bryce Benson is starting to struggle with the handling of this race car. Back into 3rd he goes. And now here is Cameron Chandler on the bumper of Matthew White. He's over to the inside for the race lead. Side by side, back into 3 and 4. White, once again, he won the last season opener, season 2 at Watkins Glen. Can he go back-to-back with season opener victories? We'll have to see, but he's got your 2-time defending champion, Cameron Chandler, hounding on his door. Bryce Benson back in the battle, though. Look at Erdman back there in 4th. Winner in Phoenix last year, like I said. Cole Clausen in P5. These two still even. Will Bryce Benson try to take advantage of something? We'll have to wait and see. We'll go high for a little bit now in the 3 and 4. These two just so close together on each other's doors. Back through 1 and 2. They are not giving each other an inch. both of them sliding around, definitely wearing at the tires a little bit more. And Bryce Benson maybe taking advantage of that. Look at him going outside. Irwin now into the battle here, with bringing Cole Clausen with him. Starting to get pretty crowded up front. Battle for the lead, though, still side by side between two all-time greats in the FedEx League. Hunsicker and Asbell, of course, both out of the race. Forgot to mention that. It was southern damage. Leaving a lot of not front runners at the front of the field right now. Side by side once again, back through 3 and 4. These two are just going at it, jarring at each other. Now Chandler almost drives it in to clear Matthew White. Can he do it? Back into 1 and 2. Not quite yet. But then he got the 9 to Benson, and no, he makes contact with Matthew. Of course, Bryce got moved out of the way by the 18. Maybe going to repay the favor. Back through turns 3 and 4. Chandler takes the lead. Now he's got these two side by side for second behind him. He's got to take advantage of that to try to drive away. Matthew White hits a very bad bully. Oh, and yeah, that definitely hurt him. Up the racetrack, big time, losing maybe 4 spots. Same thing with Erdman. The big blink for Matthew White did not help him there. Hopefully he knows there's a blink and he's not angry with Bryce Benson. That definitely wasn't Bryce's fault. Oh my goodness. Into the wall goes Erdman. Now Tobin back there to take advantage of the 65 car. Contact once again. And now Erdman maybe going to repay the favor. Back up the racetrack goes Tobin. Obviously, Tobin can't do anything stupid. He's still got to race himself into the Cup Series. He's got to be eligible with a few clean races and speed meets, like I said. Battle for 6th. Erdman's going to slot back in the line. Look up front. 0.5 of a second between Matthew White, or I should say Cameron Chandler and Bryce Benson. Matthew White all the way back to 5th in that 18 car. To the wall a little bit. Maybe he's starting to struggle ever so slightly. Here is Lindsay working inside on Colt Clausen. Oh, contact! He just door slams him. Battle for 3rd. Colt Clausen having a solid day. Might not like that one. Oh, he's not too happy, I don't think, with Lindsay. Yes, he's going to move. Oh, I thought he was going to just put the bumper to the back of the 99. I'm surprised he didn't. Actually keeps it clean for now, heading down the front stretch. Oh, my goodness, Lindsay! He is sideways. Clausen on the bottom going to give him the door. And now you got Matthew White back into the battle as well. How about Clausen a 3rd? And now Matthew White back in the bottom. Trying to drive himself back into the battle for the win. What a race. He is back there once again. They are even on each other. White drives it in really, really deep, but Cole Clausen trying to wrap that high side once again. Two Cup Series champions going at it. And look at Pace and Lindsay just overdrive the corner completely. And look at Tobin, 3 wide on the bottom. What a move, 3 wide down the back straightaway. And back into 3 and 4. Tobin might get a 2-for-1 special here. On the bottom. Lindsay's been struggling, sliding into the door of Clausen, and I don't think Cole's going to be too pleased with him now. Once again, they make a little bit of contact. And now Lindsay falls back into 6th. Matthew White now 2.8 seconds back in the lead. Benson 6/10, and Cameron Chandler comes to lap 90, 36 laps to go. Tires are wearing. It's a very hot day in Florida. This early February day. That's what it is right now in iRacing. It's still very, very hot here in Lakeland, Florida. Of course, other races under the lights shouldn't be as hot and slick, and we see it tonight at iCar. Matthew White's still 3 seconds back, I should say. Not gaining anything, and he's got Tobin on his bumper. Tobin keeps on coming back with his ball net crash earlier with Connor Rasbell and Braden Hunsticker repaired the damage, and he's up into 4th place. Of course, signed full-time to Ethan Trendler Racing this season in the 65 car, the Cup Series. It still has to be eligible by racing clean speed race races. Now we got car on the wall, that's Mason Lindsay. Now Urban going to pass him for 6th. Brady Webster, Payson Lindsay's spotter, which we talked to earlier. Probably not too happy with him right now. Oh, and he's sliding. Oh my goodness! He is sideways. Now here's Ethan McMillan to his inside. He is struggling big time. Man. Max Thompson is involved in a couple of accidents tonight. Currently he runs 9. A lot of attrition in this race. He's actually able to survive all of his damage. Up front, still though, 0.7 of a second between Chandler and Benton. Best way for Cameron Chandler to start off his defending championship year for the 2nd straight season is to win the season opener. White obviously not faster, he's honestly a lot slower than those 2 leaders. Can Tobin get around and maybe get into a podium place? We go. Max Thompson to the inside of the 0-4 of Ethan McMillan. Oh, and Mason Lindsay sliding way up the racetrack now in the 99 car. Really, really struggling. It's got to be lucky that the heat race for the Clash isn't a really long run, only 40 laps, of course. So we won't have to deal with any long runs to try to advance to the Clash, but can he even do that? He's going to have to go up against guys like Sean Rowe. I mean, even guys like Damian Tobin. Currently runs 4th in this race, completely beating Payson Lindsay. So he's not close to making the top 3 at all. 1.1 seconds to lead for Cameron Chandler on Bryce Benton. And oh my God, these 2 are just going at it. Now Knox Thompson down to the inside on Payson Lindsay. Lindsay gonna fall back to 8th. Possibly 9th, Ethan McMillan back there as well. Thompson gains 2 spots in the last couple of laps. Lap 100 is underway at USA. Oh, and Lindsay, once again, maybe he was over. He is so loose. Here comes McMillan in the 04, just going to drive around him, and Lindsay probably just lets him go. Really struggling. And how about Tobin? While we were watching all that, Tobin got into 3rd, past Matthew White, the all-time wins leader in Season 1 Cup Series champion. That is going to raise some eyebrows, and that's going to be putting some people on alert. If he can most likely just be approved for the Cup Series after this. I mean, it's impressive. It's Matthew White right there. No joke. Up the racetrack. Obviously, Matthew's struggling handling this car, but still. Will we see another caution in this race? Obviously, pretty spread out now, but you never know. I'm running back to 10th. Probably plays St. Ron. Maxine maybe all the way back there, having a pretty terrible day. Nice car in the lead lap. He's now about to be lapped by Cameron Chandler. All right. No other real action going on the racetrack. First race of the season for iCar. I think it's a good time to go to Crank It Up from USA Speedway. How about this battle with 16 laps to go at USA Speedway? Cole Clausen working to his inside of Matthew White, 2 Cup Series champions going at it for 4th place. Down the back stretch they go. Back through turns 3 and 4. Cole Clausen having a nice day. Got Erdman back there as well. And Clausen clear of Matthew White. Matthew White, though, actually gets to the outside a little bit. Oh, he's going to right hook him. What was that? Oh my goodness, what was Matthew White doing? Honestly, I don't know what that was. From the angle, it looks like he just completely right hooked him. I'll have to take a look. Goodness. Let's see. Let's see a different angle here. Back to 1 and 2. I mean, maybe thought he was clear, barely got him. I don't know. That was... Wow, he said he thought he was netcode? I'm not quite sure, though. Let's see. Matthew White's obviously not a guy that, I mean, I don't know. We talked about Darlington Season 3. Yeah, I don't know. Go back to Darlington Season 3 when Matthew White right hooked, of course, real quick, we got cars coming up pit road. And when he right hooked Nicholas Martinez, but obviously there was a reason for that. Darlington into the Southern 500 back in Season 3. So we have cars, your leaders on pit road here with 13 to go. This changes everything. The caution flag. If we go back to more replays once cars are off of pit road. And like maybe 4 fresh Goodyear tires for everybody for now. Can Cameron Chandler win the race off pit road? Hold the lead. Good stop, and he's going to try to race. No, Bryce got it. Wow. 2nd, Cameron Chandler. How about 3rd, Tobin? 4th, how about Knox Thompson? Well, now let's go back a couple of laps with Matthew White, of course. Just ultimately, once again, see what happens. It's right along with the driver of the 18. I mean, obviously, Cole got around him. I thought he was going to fight that too much, but I don't know. I just don't know, to be honest. That's not a thing I would see Matthew doing for no reason, but I don't know. He said he thought it was netcode, so obviously it wasn't on purpose, I don't think. CJ Urban actually, I believe, stayed out. Max Seafleet did it as well, but he's a lap down. So Urban going to be the first one, I believe, unless he pits here, for the restart. It'll be under 12 laps to go. Coming to the shoes, we'll restart with 10. So this changes everything. Bryce Benton wins the race off pit road, but how's this shoes going to go? Outside for Urban. Now I'll give the outside, inside for Denine and Benton. And the inside now, how good of a restart is Urban going to get with Cameron Chandler back there? This could be interesting. Did Bryce Benton maybe catch a lucky break? Your pole sitter with the caution. Can he maybe hold on for 10 more laps, get a good restart, have Chandler bottled up the inside? We'll see what happens in these final 10 laps. Caution comes out, changes everything on the long run, and let's see what happens. This could get intense. 10 laps to go from USA Speedway. Here we go. Back to green. Oh yeah, kind of a bad restart for him, but he actually gets out of the way as they head back into 1 and 2. Chandler on the bottom, but Bryce Benton trying to squeeze his way to the outside. They almost make a little bit of contact. Bottom of the lead, they do make contact side by side. Down the backstretch, Chandler gets clear from the 9, but he's to his bumper. Oh, look at the 9 and Benton's completely slide up the racetrack, and he falls back to 3rd. Chandler takes the lead. Tobin in a 2nd place. And look at this mess back here. And Tobin looking at the bumper of iCar of Cameron Chandler. What a race. Under 9 laps to go. Davian Tobin up in a 2nd. And Matthew White up to 4th. Great restart for him. Now Bryce Benton back to the bumper of the 65. He's got to go now. He wants a chance at this win. Tobin slides. He might get to the inside. There he goes. For 2nd. Who's going to really drive it in deep and clear him. Now he's going to have to try to chase down Cameron Chandler, but Chandler has been the faster car all day. 7 laps to go at USA Speedway. Oh, Benton up the track. And here comes Tobin back to his inside. Where's Matthew White going to go? What a restart he had. And Tobin re-clears Benton. White again to the inside lane. And he might even get Benton for 3rd. Side by side down the backstretch. It's just allowing Cameron Chandler to pull out to a 7/10 of a second lead. And Matthew White up to 3rd. How about Benton back to 4th place? Not what he expected at all. Back through 1 and 2. Final 5 laps at USA Speedway. Cameron Chandler just trying to hold on. How about Tobin having a great run to his debut in 2nd with Matthew White. Big blink, and now Chandler, I should say Benton, back to his door for 3rd place. Oh my goodness! Somehow he saves it. My God. Which was sideways. But Knox Thompson up to 5th place. Ethan McMillan 6th. Benton, my God. I thought he was done. I thought he was gone. Somehow he saved it. I don't really know how. Really, really impressive by Bryce Benton, but he is now obviously out of the battle for the win. Tobin's still about 7/10 of a second back, 2.5 laps to go at USA Speedway. For Cameron Chandler. Time to just bring this one home. Back-to-back iCar championships last 2 seasons for the driver of the 8. Looking to win the season opener in season 3. Battles going on back here, heading back down to 1 and 2. Matthew White pushing that car almost into the wall a little bit as they head down the backstretch in the 3 and 4 and coming to the white flag this time by. It'll be Cameron Chandler. He'll see the final lap. 1 lap to go at USA Speedway for the driver of the 8. Was able to just pass everyone on the restart there. Got away cleanly, and he's got 1 more trip down the back straightaway. Of course, winner of the last 2 iCar Pro Series championships, back through 3 and 4. He's going to pick up right where he left off, and we'll see the checkered flag. Once again, Cameron Chandler wins at USA for the season opener in iCar. Tobin, impressive second in his debut. Third, Matthew White. Fourth, Bryce Benton. How about Knox Thompson? Rounds out your top 5. And Cameron Chandler will earn a victory from USA Speedway. He'll pick it up. He wins the season opener from USA. Great way to start off for another defending series championship year. He will burn it down. What a race out of the driver of the 8. Another victory, obviously, extend his all-time wins record in iCar. He has been dominant in this series. He'll burn it down in victory lane. Obviously, the makeshift victory lane down on the front stretch here at USA that drivers go to. Great way to start off the week. Of course, iCar's got another race tomorrow night. The late model, super late model series. That should be very fun. 100 laps coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Live on the channel once again. We look forward to that greatly. And he'll blow it up. What a race at USA. Man, that was tense towards the end of that one. Obviously, the late caution comes out. Gives everyone else a chance, but no one able to take advantage of it. And Cameron Chandler wins at USA Speedway here in Season 3 for the iCar Pro Series. Somebody's still doing a burnout. Thank you. All right. Anyways, post-race interviews coming up from USA Speedway. I haven't done post-race interviews in a while, obviously, with the off-season and whatnot. But see if your winner, Cameron Chandler, wants to do on his iCar. Puts on a show here at USA Speedway for the season opener of the Pro Series. Of course, the next Pro Series race next week in Daytona on Thursday. Combination race with the ARCA Series. That should be fun at the World Center of Racing, Daytona. All right. That'll do it for the iCar Pro Series at USA Speedway. And your winner, Cameron Chandler, coming right up. Cameron Chandler, a big win to start off your year, trying to go 3 in a row for the championships. Obviously, winning the season opener. I definitely didn't come easy there at the end of the race, obviously. Caution comes out about maybe like 10-something laps to go. You guys fell back on the pit road, obviously, to Bryce Benton. Then you had Erdman staying out. You were restarting in third. Got a great restart. Got side-by-side with Benton. Was able to clear him and then drive off to the end there. So what was it like there, final 10 or so laps, knowing you had to make up that ground?
Yeah, we got the damage from pit road. Matthew White decided he wanted to get a taste of my back end and gave us some damage. So we went to the back of the field, drove back through the field, and I'm not too sure what happened with Braden and Connor. I know I got into Braden and then they spun around. I don't really know what happened. And then with Bryce, I just got into the corner way too deep and accidentally got into him and completely shipped him. That's not at all what I was trying to do. And I hate that happened. It was a good race, especially at the beginning with all the tire fall off. Track temps was 130. Yeah, 130 to start. So it was really fun, a really fun tire management race, and glad to get it done, but not glad we got it done that way.
Of course, you guys coming off back-to-back championships, you never lost one of those. It's technically 2 wins in a row, as well as after he won the finale at Dover last season. So you think another championship season's in the cards, 3 straight here in iCar?
Yeah, definitely what we're going for. It would be pretty cool to get it done one more time. I mean, I guess there's probably 2 more seasons I'll be racing of this, but it would be cool to be a 3-time champ. But more importantly, we got to go do something in the Cup Series.
Well, of course, first of all, congratulations on the race win tonight. Of course, we'll see you in the Super Late Model Series race here at USA for iCar tomorrow night.
Yeah, packed week for these Lakeland, Florida fans. A bunch of them are probably going to Daytona after. So, yeah, these guys are getting some money's worth. 4 races in 4 days for these fans.
Sure they are. All right, nice try.
Yeah, nice try to you too.
Anyways, that was Cameron Chandler. Coming up next, going to be the 9 of Bryce Benson. Bryce Benson honestly looked like a very frustrating race for you guys. You had track position a few times, had a great pit stop, started on pole, obviously, had the lead almost with about under 10 laps to go. Unfortunately, just things didn't go your way, and you finished in fourth. Just take me through those last few laps.
Yeah, I probably could have won if it weren't for Cameron just piling through me, but I'm glad he at least apologized, but still pissed me off. But yeah, I didn't think we're the fastest car tonight. I don't really think I deserved the win anyway, but I really wanted to get it because of what happened last season. Because last season should have been easily a win for me. We just didn't show that pace here tonight. Probably because last time was a night race, and today was a day race, so that changed the conditions a lot. But yeah, that was just really frustrating. It's also a little bit on me at the end too for losing spots because I was just really mad and I was not focusing, thinking straight, and yeah, I was yeah, I wasn't like making the best moves. I was just overdriving the car, and that's something I do need to work on. But that still really really pissed me off that Cameron pile drove me there. But it is what it is, I guess.
Well, of course, the first ever super late model race is tomorrow night here under the lights at USA. So, after what you learned in tonight's iCar race, what's your confidence level coming up for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I could do pretty well there. I mean, I don't really know, I don't really know how my pace is gonna be, but I think I should be pretty good. I like the super late models. They're pretty fun cars, to drive. But yeah, we'll see if I'm actually fast in them, tomorrow. Because I've only done like a few official races. Actually, I might have only done like one official race with them. I think I was pretty decent when I did that. So yeah, tomorrow should be fun, and yeah, I'll just have to move on to then.
All right, Bryce. Well, nice job. Still top 5 here at USA, but we'll see you tomorrow night in the super late model race.
Yep.
Coming up next, going to be 5th place finish, Knox Thompson. Knox Thompson today did not start out good for you at all. Wrecked a couple of times, then you just drove your way back, kept on fighting, and you finished 5th. Take me through how you got here at the ultimately at the end of the end of this race, finishing in the top 5 positions.
And I was not happy about this race. Middle of the race, I was basically giving up. But long run speed was somehow really good, and I thought we were gonna go green there. But then the unfortunate incident with Clausen and Matthew, and I feel like I could have got both of them. But you know, still a great race. Had a lot of fun, and looking forward to Daytona.
Well, of course, yeah. Will we see you in tomorrow night's super late model race?
Yep, I love the super late models. All the series that are all the series that iCar really host. It's I really like all these cars, so I'll probably be able to run most all of these.
All right, Knox. Well, nice job. Top 5 finish. A very good result at the end of this race, and we'll see you in tomorrow night's super late model race here at USA.
For sure.
Up next, going to be Zayn Rahman, finished 8th. Zayn Rahman, tonight it didn't start off good at all for you guys. Were involved in that crash, got some damage, ultimately got it repaired, it looks like, and you get a top 10 out of it. So take me through some of the ups and downs of your night here at USA.
Yeah, Ethan, I'll be honest with you. The car was just straight up terrible on the when the race started. It was getting tight like on entry, loose off of exit. It was just switching around all over the place. I just couldn't handle it, and then yeah, I just got caught up in like some incidents that weren't even my fault, so that sucked. But yeah, I guess that last caution would prove to be a miracle for me because I don't know how I managed to pass those last 2 cars on that final restart. So yeah, really satisfied with the 8th place finish today. So I hope it'll be a lot better next week or the week after.
So, of course, there's a iCar super late model race coming up tomorrow night. Will we see you in that?
Fortunately, no. I have other plans.
All right, Zane. Well, of course, we will see you, of course, next week for the big Daytona Speed Weeks.
Yep. Thank you. Hope to go back to back.
All right. Coming up next, going to be the final one of the night, Max DiFilippi. Max DiFilippi, pretty unfortunate day for you guys, unfortunately. Just really looks like you never could get the pace. You got lapped once there. You finished 11th still. I mean, second to last car on the lead lap. Just ultimately, what was the struggle for you guys tonight?
I don't know, man. I mean, yesterday in the late model race, I was top 5 all race, and then I lost talent and caused a big wreck, and I got myself a penalty for this race. Had to start from dead last, COL, and didn't get the result yesterday, and had to start from the back, and made my way all the way up to 6th in that first run there, and just hit the wall for 2, and got loose into the 4 into Donovan Hogan, and right hooked him, and I really feel bad about it, and after yesterday and today, I expect any penalty I get, and it's just very stupid on my part. I expect anything, and he deserves to be mad at me, and I'm very sorry, and it's very unfortunate that it happened to him, and I feel really bad for it. So I'm obviously sorry to him, and ever since that, the car it never handled good at all. It sucked from there on, but yeah.
Of course, we got the super late model race tomorrow night here at USA Under the Lights. So, do you guys think you're going to be able to maybe turn around your week a little bit there?
Oh yeah, I'm actually practicing there right now, so yep. Let's hope I don't wreck a car again and cause CWR some more charges on the car. But yep.
All right, Maxwell, still nice job on the run tonight, and we'll see you in tomorrow night's super late model race here at USA.
I'll see you, man.
All right. Well, that will do it. Like I said all night, super late models, first ever time super late models will be on in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, and of course we will see them under the lights 100 laps here at USA Speedway tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, the Clash on Thursday, lobbies on Friday. Still a lot of action left to go this week, of course. But that'll do it. On behalf of all team owners, drivers, commentators, officials, everyone making this involved making this league what it is, we will see you tomorrow night for the super late model race here from USA Speedway. Should be a fun one. And that'll do it. We'll see you tomorrow night here at USA in Lakeland, Florida.